Welcome to my first real time on the sinking of the RMS Lusitania, a Cunard liner sank in World War One. World War One, 7th of May 1915. The Cunard liner Lusitania is making its way from New York to Liverpool. A torpedo is spotted by lookouts and hard to starboard is ordered on the The torpedo strikes the Lusitania. Well, the Lusitania quickly takes on a 10-degree list to port. A second explosion rocks the vessel. It's unsure of whether this explosion was from munitions or from the boilers exploding in contact with the Irish Sea. Lusitania starts to quickly flood, taking on a heavy list. Starboard. Well, Lusitania is one of the three Cunard liners ordered, four front liners ordered by the Cunard line. The other two are Mauritania and Aquitania. Well, the Lusitania was launched in 1907. This is her 202nd voyage. Well, third class sections are now flooding. Well, Lusitania continues, and continues basically. Well, the Lusitania is now listing to starboard. Well, her sister ships Mauritania and Aquitania would have successful careers. Mauritania being scrapped in 1935 to a 20-year-long career, and the Aquitania being scrapped in 1950 after a 36-year-long career. Well, Lusitania is now sinking by the bow. Well, several crew members are in the cargo hold at the time, and the only way out is the electric elevator in there. Well, the Lusitania was torpedoed by the U-20, which was a German U-boat. The U-20 also later torpedoed the SS Hesperian. The distress calls are sent. While ships in harbour head to the scene of the accident, rather the scene of the disaster, to try and rescue those. Well, it's not an accident, it seems like the scene of the disaster to rescue those on board. Well, the Lusitania is listing heavily to starboard. Well, passengers and crew already gathering on the decks, all panicking. The Lusitania had enough lifeboats on board for everybody because of the Titanic sinking from 3 years ago. However, this time it won't have enough time to lower all the boats and to rescue everyone because of very rapid sinking. Well, several passengers are using the elevators to get down below decks, either to go down like retrieve belongings or things like that. But however, this stage of power suddenly goes out. Those in the elevators are now trapped, unable to get out. Well, those in the cargo holds can't get out, as the only way out is the electric elevator. Well, the Lusitania is starting to sink by the bow. Well, this also means like no more distress calls can be sent either. Well, people begin to panic while getting onto the boats. The water quickly is flooding up the hallways, which are now all darkened because the lights are out. Well, several passengers are lost in the hallways, unable to make their way out because of the darkness. Well, boats start to lower, however, they haven't been ordered to be lowered yet, but instead, well, basically, this though will cause issues because of the Lusitania hasn't stopped yet. Well, the boats on the port side being lowered fall as the davit ropes break. This spills their occupants into the Atlantic, onto the Irish Sea. Well, the occupants of these boats are killed as they've been fallen into the Irish Sea. Sorry for that. Boat 19 falls into the sea on the starboard side. However, this is the last boat to be lowered for a while as Lusitania starts to slowly stop. In 2007, a documentary type film about Lusitania was produced, made 2 parts. The water is starting to near the Lusitania's decks. Most of the boats on port side, it will be very difficult for them to lower because of a very heavy list. The captain of the Lusitania was Captain Turner. For Lusitania's starboard lists worsening. To round about this time, Captain Turner orders boats to be lowered. Boats finally start to be lowered since Lusitania is slowed to the point where it's safe enough to lower boats. Fortunately, the evacuation won't go as smoothly as it did with other ships.